Hello there, everyone. TheAndrata here, and welcome back to episode 70 of our Enigmatica 6 Expert Let's Play series. 70 episodes, and we still haven't got refined storage taken care of. This is an expert pack, that is for sure. Today we are working on getting all kinds of stuff. We actually make quite a bit of progress in a bunch of different magic mods, Nature's Aura. We do some Astral Sorcery. We do some Ars Nouveau boss fights. We get some infused Coral Stone going. Botania, like we really dive into a lot of everything. So let's get started. Welcome back, everyone, to another wonderful, looks like night, according to our map up there, but we're downstairs. We don't need to worry about it, right? Wonderful night here in the world of TheAndrata, where today we're continuing, as always, with our stuff and our things. 51% sitting here for our infused ender pearl. However, this is our second one, so we do have one of these already got, which is great. So we're gonna let this one cook up. That'll get us another mana tablet going ultimately, and make things a little easier for us, I guess, in the future. I don't know. Another mana tablet would be great, though. I have this greater mana ring, so I don't really need a mana tablet for myself. So we'll see what happens with this other one. But we'll have it. That way we don't have to sit here and wait for 18 million. I did go ahead and upgrade these guys to the hardened tier, by the way, just so they can go a little faster. I got 2 as quest rewards, as you remember, so I upgraded all of them. With that, let's see, what was the recipe for that? It's just hardened steel. It really wasn't anything too difficult. It's hardened capacitors, which is just energized steel. Bam. And then a copper coil block, which we've made plenty of in the past. I accidentally interrupted this craft. It was at like 80%, so this is actually the second time this has gone through here, and I was like, oh, what happens if I right click? Well, yeah, don't do that. I wanted to get my energized steel going, so I was like, I don't know, and then yeah, I accidentally interrupted it, so we got more energized steel out of it, and I got some hardened capacitors too. Just made a bunch of them so that we had them ready to go. Let's go ahead and sleep through this night and talk about what we got going on for this episode. So we're going to continue on with our journey here. We're slowly working our way through the storage actuator base. We're getting there. So we already have this part already done for us somewhere, probably in my projects backpack, I imagine. Yep, there it is. And we have a few more things on our to-do list here. A few new things that I've added, mainly being these things here. So if you remember last episode, we left off, we were working on getting all this stuff, and we need to get, in order to get our offering table for Nature's Aura, we need to get a Wilden tribute. Well, I pulled up our Ars Nouveau book and figured out what in the world that's going to take. All we had to do is search for Wilden tribute, tablet to summon Wilden, and basically this is the process here, okay? The important thing to note with the rituals for Ars Nouveau is that they can be augmented after you start the ritual. And if we augment it with a Wilden spike, a Wilden horn, and a Wilden ring, it will summon the Wilden chimera, which is a challenging and destructive monster. We will not be summoning this here. It will not be happening here. We're going to go over to our desert. I'm going to grab, like, I don't know how much source it's going to take, so we'll grab like 4 source jars or something, bring it over, and do it over there. So that's on our list for today's episode. The craft for this actually is a little bit simpler. So we have these different craft abilities for this, or craftables, I guess, recipes. Geez, that's what I'm looking for. So we went with this route. I have a bunch of Wilden wings, so I went this way to craft the tablet, and then I have the extra things that we're going to need, the wing, spike, and horn, that we can augment our ritual to do our summon. So I'm going to go ahead and grab, if I grab these, they're going to, I guess it doesn't really matter, does it? We'll take from here. That's fine. I don't imagine that it's going to need more than 2 jars of source. I can't imagine it's going to require 1 jar of source for this summon. So we'll have these available to us when we go and take care of that. I'll put those there with that. So we're going to work on doing that. We're also going to work on getting with that'll get us our offering table. We'll be able to make this, which means we'll be able to get our Ingot of the Skies done. Though we are going to have to do the Spirit of Calling, which is this recipe. So we're going to have to do a little bit of Botania, but we're good to go with all this. Our Mana Pearl, we'll be able to get that. We have our Infused Pearl. I do have a couple things on my to-do list that are new this episode. Let's go pop over to our portals. I did put a travel anchor over here. I got tired of having to go back. So I was looking at recipes and stuff because for our impure purple chalk, right, we have to put this in here and it costs 25,000 LP. And then if we put this in here, it costs 50,000 LP, which is a lot. I was like, yes, I'll be able to sit here and stab myself. It's going to be no problem at all. But I was like, okay, what if we set up a buffer for our life essence? I went ahead and made ourselves a fluid cell with the requisite augments and everything. So we can hold 256 buckets. And I was like, great. And then I went ahead and set up a entangled block down here with our blood altar, cleared this area out just a little bit, entangled our blood altar down there so that way I can access it from multiple sides. So what we have here is this is set to extract from our blood altar and it dumps into our fluid cell, and then our fluid cell is set to a high redstone signal and it will dump back into our altar here as needed. However, I got to figure out how to shut the pipe off because the pipe is going to continue to extract. But anyway, either way, this is not a feasible option. At its base, the blood altar can only transfer 20 millibuckets per second, not per tick, per second. It's very, very slow. So if I fill this up here, which we should be able to do fairly easily. There we go. So this is full. Look how slow this transfers. 1 second. 1 second. This is not feasible. This is not a viable solution for when we have to pipe back into here for a craft, because the craft is going to use more than 20 millibuckets per second. So this is not going to work. So I don't think we're going to go this route. And I'm just going to have to sit there and make sure I tick accelerate, but stab at the same time to make it so that I can get it done and keep this thing full while we do our crafts, which is fine. Having regen available makes it much easier. And then we'll figure out, solutions for everything else later. I also want to point out that it's been mentioned to me that this is virulent mix, I believe is what that was called. This down here, the stuff that we had to create with the venom and the whatever else it was, I can't remember. But anyway, that is that. And there is a mod in here called the tank null. What is it? It's dank. What about null? What if I look up null? Tank. There is a tank null in here. I'm just going to have to find it amongst all of these tanks. Here we go. So this is the tank null. And the tank null is basically a tank that stores, it's basically a dank null, but it stores liquids instead of items. The caveat or the good thing about this is that it has a sponge mode where you can pick up buckets. So like I can just set it into sponge mode and then walk around this, and this will pick up all the liquid in there, which is great. So we're going to end up doing that because I imagine we're going to probably need more of that. We can also use it for like the oil and everything. So I'm sure it'll come in handy in the future. But I just want to point out, this is what we did with our blood magic. We'll figure out a better solution for this in the future. But basically what we need to speed this up is what's called displacement runes. And displacement runes ain't cheap. They ain't cheap, chief. They're not terrible. It does require us to get up to a tier 3 altar. So this is going to be the most pain part, probably, is the imbued slates. And then blue runes is going to be our corundum just dropped on our runic altar, and that'll make that for us. So it's not like ridiculous, but each one of these is only a 5% increase, I believe, which means that we would need a lot of them to speed that up. I think someone did the math on the Discord. It's like you need 29 of them to get to 10 buckets per tick in order for this, which is a lot overall. So maybe in the future, but right now, not happening, Captain. Okay, so let's go ahead and head home and do our stuff that we need to do. So we need to, first off, fight this Devil's Ante. We need to get this going, the Fortuna extract, so that way we can go do the thing. So I actually need to go back over to Blood Magic because I'm pretty sure I have all the stuff needed for that. Fairly simple. And I also want to go ahead and I'm going to shut this off. Honestly, this is not worth using anymore, really. So we're just going to do this, and we're not going to deal with this. Okay. So we need to go ahead and craft ourselves up the Devil's Ante, which requires us to make the Fortuna extract. It is slate infused vials. This is super simple to make. It's literally just a slate with some glass inside of our alchemy table, which apparently I didn't clear out yet. And then we have other stuff and things. What else? So we have slate infused vials, we have bottled sunlight, we have regalium nuggets, indigo mushroom, and then something else. Let me move this stuff out of the way. I was trying to craft another one of these, and then I forgot that I needed the other part. And so I just shoved all the stuff back in there after making our slate infused vial so that I would remember that I needed to craft it. And then guess what I didn't do? Remember to craft anything. It's just this stuff, right? Yes. Okay. So slate infused vial, bottled sunlight, regalium, indigo mushroom, bam, Fortuna extract, grants additional fortune on tools, which is pretty cool. And then we're going to use this along with the nether quartz and the golden coins to do our final craft, which is back home in our explosion crafting area. And I'm always nervous to use my bow to do this, so I'm not going to. We'll just grab some TNT. Is there like tiny TNT? No. That'd be cool if there was. I know there was a tiny TNT mod before that made it so that TNT was tiny, so that it was you can split it like 1 into 8, and that way you can have little micro explosions instead of having to have the big explosions. But that's okay. So we need to take our magnet, throw it away. You. We're gonna set up you with you. Go ahead. And there we go. We now have our Devil's Ante. So this is what we use to summon the Dame Fortuna. Now, I want to go ahead and get everything ready to go for this, so that way when we're over there, I can immediately summon the Wilden Chimera too. So let's take a look at what we're going to need for the Wilden Tribute. No, the Summon Wilden. So we need this. We're going to need our back. I don't know why I took it off my slot. So this is our craft for the tribute, so we should be able to just do that. So we put this here, 2, 3. No, I'm sorry. This goes into our alchemy table again, back over in Blood Magic. I've heard the Wilden Chimera fight is pretty interesting too, so I'm excited to see what it's going to be like. Correct? Is this correct? Oh wait, no. Oh, I'm missing the part. Duh. Okay. So I was right. It is a crafting table recipe. It just needs the Fortuna thing. So I'm going to bring with me a crafting table so I don't have to come back over here. Okay, I didn't just make a crafting table here, buddy. Oh my goodness. Not that difficult. Sometimes the ore dictionary is, with all these different types of crafting tables and stuff, is kind of a pain. Okay, so that is a crafting table got. We need also to make this Velvet Fortune, which is 2 pieces of wheat, along with this thing that we're going to get from our fight. So let's grab 2 pieces of wheat. And then I have my brazier. I have my Wilden Wing, Spike, and Horn, plus 2 source jars, so we are ready to go with this craft. So let's go ahead and sleep. We're going to pop over to our desert, because that's where we always do our boss fights. Why? I don't know, but it's like a wasteland, so I figure, it kind of fits thematically. And we'll set this up over here, and we're going to fight 2 bosses real quick. Hopefully real quick. I don't know. Devil's Ante is where we're going to start first. Do I have a arrow on me? I do, so let's go ahead and see what this guy is like, the Dame Fortuna. Get over here. And also, I have something I have to talk about, our Geb's Might, actually, in between episodes. Come on. That's not the right weapon. Get over here. There we go. Got him. Yeah. Okay, so that was the Dame Fortuna. So we got a bunch of stuff from that. Now, real quick, you guys may have seen it, but I have Geb's Uber Might here. Geb's Might. I did go in between episodes and go find a bunch of those Apotheosis boss. I got quite a few things. I also got this sweet pickaxe, Mending, Unbreaking, Efficiency 6, Soulbound, and Silk Touch on it, which is great. Plus, it can place torches at a cost of 4 durability. So we have that going forwards, which is great. But yeah, Geb's Uber Might. So I went ahead and got all kinds of enchants for this guy. Just went crazy. I found a bunch of those Apotheosis bosses, just got as much as I could. Yeah, it's pretty sweet. Soulbound, Sharpness 7, Capturing 5, Unbreaking 5, Mending, Vorpal, Looting, Scavenger 3. Luckily, our Amadron tablet was selling Scavenger again, so I went and bought a bunch of books. If we go back and look at my Amadron chest, we're going to have a bunch of extra Scavenger books, just in case we ever need it again. Sweeping Edge 5, Leech 5, and then Bane of Illagers 7. The Bane of Illagers, I was just like, oh, what happens if I try and throw Bane of Illagers and Ender Disruption on? You can only have one, so I would have rather have had the Ender Disruption than Bane of Villagers, but it's fine. It's also been kitted out with a lot of affixes. I stripped off of some items, so we have 9.35 cold damage, 76.5% crit chance, 150% crit damage, some fire damage, plus attack speed, plus reach distance. So yeah, Gebs, that's why it's called Gebs Ubermight, because it is a uber weapon. I have not even used this yet. I enchanted it yesterday in between episodes and then basically ended because it took me a while to get all of the apotheosis bosses fought. But having that scanner set up to be able to scan for stone bricks is like super awesome. It makes it so easy to be able to find these bosses, especially when you're already underground. You can literally just find one, look right there, and then we can just dig to the next one, dig to the next one, dig to the next one. It's super simple. Highly recommended if you want to get some kind of enchanted weapons and stuff like that, or armor, do it. But anyway, so we have our Fortune's Favor that we got from fighting the Dame Fortuna, so we can go ahead and convert that over to a Velvet Fortune, which is actually gives you 8 of them. That's kind of nice. We also got a Pedestal Capacity 3 and a couple other enchanted books from that guy, so thank you, sir. That's you and you. And now we have a tablet of Summon Wilden. You're also going to notice that I have 2 tablets here. I have a tablet of Challenge and a tablet of Summon Wilden. And the reason for that was because if we take a look at our quests, well, I needed to get the tablet of Challenge before I could do the tablet of Summon Wilden. So I just made it. It's really cheap. Archwood, block of emerald, or ink sac, or 1 single emerald with a Wilden horn. So I, made that. We might do that too. Why not? Okay. So then I need to get my magnet back out, actually. And now we should be able to do this boss fight. So let's go ahead and do this. Grab this back. So we're going to get our Ritual Brazier, 1 of each Wilden mob drop, and then some jars of source. So we're going to set the brazier down. We're going to do 2 source jars, I guess, something like this. And then the way that this works is all we have to do is place it on our tablet on the brazier. I just want to clean up my inventory a little bit so that when we fight this thing, if we get any cool drops, we'll know where they came from. That's going to be you. Yeah, backpack can go away. There, something like that. We're going to use these in a minute anyway. So all we got to do is place our tablet of Summon Wilden on here. So it's awaiting activation, and to activate it, we right click with an empty hand. But all we got to do is drop these things on here. So items consumed, you can see up in the top left that we have consumed the horn, the wing, and the spike. So now if we activate this with the empty right hand, it's done. It's going to activate the ritual, and a boss is going to spawn in. I'm going to go ahead and eat because I have no idea what this is going to be like. And this is this guy. He's charging at me. But basically, Gebs Ubermight. Hey, why do you heal? Does he have phases? Okay. He keeps charging at me, though. Seems like he has phases. I don't know. I also don't like that I'm setting him on fire. Oh, yeah. So he's going through each of the phases of the Wilden mobs. This is the defending bear. This is the, Wilden hunters where he summoned the things. It's pretty cool. But yeah, we got a Wilden tribute out of that. That's it. That's literally all we get for defeating this guy. Man, I was hoping for some like cool loot or something like that. Something crazy. Some kind of super duper Gebs Ubermight or something, but oh well. And that used, it didn't even use any source at all. Let's go ahead and do our tablet of challenge, because why not? Go ahead and activate it. Let's summon a raid. We're going to do a raid real quick, because I have that tablet, might as well use it. We'll get some more Totems of Undying, though I have a few from quests or from chests and stuff that we found out in the world, so. All right, do it. Hurry up. Where are they at? Do I have to be in a village? Maybe that does require you to be in a village. Let's do challenge. Summons an illager raid when used inside a village. Well, okay. It also said something about an emerald. An emerald may be used to increase the difficulty of the raid to the maximum amount, making totems of dying accessible on easier difficulties. Augmenting has no effect on hard difficulty. Okay. All right, well, I made it for the quest anyway, so it really didn't hurt too much. But now that we have our thing, we can go ahead and head home. We can dump our extra stuff away. The ritual brazier can go away. We'll pull it out as we need to. Epic shader grab bags. These guys can go back to where they belong over here, which was here and here, correct? And then I need to set it to link again. To you. Okay. And now, with this Wilden tribute, we will now be able to craft our altar of the gods, or whatever this is called, offering table. Yeah. So if I grab my backpack again, and we can take all of this stuff out, we should now be able to craft. Come on. I meant to shift click. Should be able to craft this. I always end up bypassing that and going to our regular crafting table because just the whole way that it's set up is kind of just a pain. I think it was like this with the conduit here, token of sorrow, token of fear. And there we go. We now have an offering table from Nature's Aura. And that, I imagine that would be a quest. Yes. However, I need to get Tainted Gold and then Spirit of Calling and then the offering table. We kind of did it out of order. That's okay, though. So we need to set up this offering table. Never used this before. We'll figure it out as we go. Now I need to get the Spirit of Calling going, which is going to require us to do our Botania thing. Now for Botania, I do not believe that we need to be in any special dimension for Botania. I tried looking around to see, like, does any of the items, like the Runic Altar, doesn't say that it has to be in Atum. I don't know, Terra Steel Agglomeration or Agglomeration Plate doesn't say that it has to be in Atum. We obviously know the Petal Apothecary doesn't. The Pure Daisy doesn't. So I'm just going to kind of set it up here and we'll see what happens. By the way, we have quite a lot of chicken eggs and some moose antlers, so we're doing pretty good there. But yeah, I'm just going to set up here and we'll see where we end up with all this. So let's go ahead and get our mana tablets out. So we have 3 mana pools. And we're going to set one of them down, and we're going to kind of see how this works with this Blacker Lotus, right? Because we have a bunch of this, and I want to see what happens. So if I throw this in here, it's not going to do anything right now, right? Because we don't have any mana at all. And I believe it requires mana to kickstart the eating of the Blacker Lotus. So I have my reinforced chest here with all of our Botania stuff. So I'm just going to go ahead and plop that there for the moment. And we have bands of mana. So if I take this band of mana, I put my magnet away because I don't want it to interfere with this. And I get out my Wand of the Forest. And remember, Wand of the Forest is cheap, living wood, same recipe as it is in standard Minecraft. Or, well, standard modded Minecraft. We drop this in here. It's already set to tablet to pool mode, so we're good to go. But you can always change this. If you right click, we can set it to fill the ring or fill the tablet. I believe a regular mana ring can hold half a tablet's worth, but each one of these didn't have... Oh, actually, that one was the full one that we got as a quest reward. So I believe this will hold half of a mana pool. Yes, and that assessment is correct. And then the greater ones can hold a full mana pool inside of them. So we have an extra band of mana, which is cool. And now if I take my Blacker Lotus, I believe... Look at that. Now, how much should we get out of that? We actually got about... It's about 1/4 of a mana pool per one of these, isn't it? Wow, these are really... That's a lot of mana. All right, I like the Blacker Lotus. Man, we have so many of them that... I don't even know if we're going to have to ever even set up anything else. I like that. Also, I got night vision on my helmet, by the way. It was one of the rewards on the items. Let me see. Do I have any of them sitting around here? Yeah, look, I got a couple more mythic items. I saved these helmets because, I mean, we're getting a bunch of them. It'd be kind of cool if I could get a full set of the mana weave stuff so that we could get the benefits from that. So if I could, you know, I can strip the enchants off of this, put it onto that other one, and then we'll have, you know, a 2-piece, whatever. It just costs less mana for Botania. Not that we're really using Botania's armor or anything, but we have it available to us. Okay, So we got a mana tablet, so now we can work on getting other things done. And in order to do so, or I'm sorry, we have a mana pool, and we can fill up these other mana pools too if we really wanted to. We need to work on getting ourselves, A, the Rune of Mana, and then B, we need to get the Spirit of Calling, which is going to require Rune of Air, Rune of Fire, Rune of Water, Rune of Earth. Now, the Rune of Earth, I already do have 2. I got them as a quest reward or out of a chest or something. I have no idea where these came from, but I do have that. I didn't need 2 of them either. I only need 1. So we got the Rune of Earth. We'll take care of that. So now we need a Rune of Water. Rune of Water is going to require this stuff. We'll come back to the Rune of Water, actually. So let's do this. Let's go ahead and get ourselves a... from Botania, it is the thing that moves the mana. What's that called? The Mana Mover. Looks like this, but it's not this. It's the Mana Laser. What am I thinking of, everybody? Somebody tell me. Mana Spreader. Jeez, that's it. Yeah, the Mana Laser, which is a astral sorcery craft requiring... Oh, wow. I mean, it's not difficult. Like, we have all this stuff, but it's just much different than a vanilla recipe. So Living Wood was 4. And then we need Glimmering Living Wood. I imagine that's a changed recipe. Oh, no. Okay. And I think it was 2 of these. Should have bookmarked the Mana Spreader. Luckily, I believe it's getting to be nighttime right now. An Infused Sun Metal. A Spark. Oh, do I not have any regular sparks? Nothing? I don't have any regular sparks floating around. I've converted them all to Corporea. Son of a gun. All right. So we need a spark. I can't, like, convert this over, right? No, I converted them all to Corporea. And it is a regular spark needed for this? It is. Okay, so we need any kind of petal. I have a lot of the green. It was Blaze Quartz. I think 3, right? You, 2. And then a Nebu drop. It is nighttime. I want to get this done quick because this requires astral sorcery. So let's do this, you. Get that. Give me my sparks. Got it. And then I just need a crystal glass plane, which I should have an extra. Oh, I do have 1 extra. Perfect. What's going on? Crystal glass pane. Okay. And then I got so much stuff in my backpack. It's like hard to find things anymore. As you can see on my to-do list, I have the netherite backpack, by the way. We'll get to that in a bit. Okay, so the recipe for this is this, and this. Yes, and we have plenty of mana, or, well, astral starlight. So we can do this. And bam, we have a Mana Spreader. Just fall to our deaths. Or not. Haha. Okay. So Mana Spreader is going to be set up. Yeah, that's fine. And you're going to pull from... no. What? No. Stop. No, you're not doing that either. What you're going to do is go to a Runic Altar. Now, the Runic Altar, does it require... If I remember correctly, the Runic Altar, doesn't it need a spark? Which we have. I'm going to have to pull up my book. I do this every series, too. Every series that I record, I always forget how Botania works, which is why I was avoiding getting into this at the beginning, because I don't know why. I just never remember Botania. Runic Altar. Runic creation is a complex topic, blah, 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 blah. Before proceeding further, read through Lexica Botania. Runes are vital components. Start by placing the components of the rune you want to create upon the altar. Point a Mana Spreader with a supply of mana at the altar. Yeah, that's what I thought. So you are going to go here. Oh, yeah, there we go. It just didn't bind for whatever reason earlier. But now this is connected to this pool, which means we're going to be able to do rune crafting, which we will get to in the next episode. Yeah. So in between episodes, I'm going to go ahead and get all of these requisite materials here. We have all of this stuff. The only thing that would be slightly different would be this magma bricks, but that's just 4 magma blocks. And then this coral stone. And you know what? Let's go ahead and take care of the coral stone now. And then that way, next episode, we can come back. So coral stone is made just like this. It's just any kind of stone with a nautilus shell. And that makes 16 of these. We can then use this. This is used to make, you know, it's a nice looking block, but we want to infuse it. Place next to living coral to infuse. So what we need to do is go out to the ocean. And I should have a waystone somewhere. Ideally, it would be over here. Yeah, let's go to our little logistics area, which, by the way, this guy's jammed up. First off, he's full. Inventory here is full. Never got anything good. It was mentioned in Discord by Mute Tiefling Makoto that I need to bring this out farther. It does want to be in deep water to get all of the best benefits, and that's 30 blocks down. So we really would want to move this over to, like, you know, somewhere in this area or something like that. But yeah, we didn't. And actually, I don't even know if this is the best place for me to go. Where? I need coral. Coral. Where's coral? It should be in it's lukewarm ocean, right? So over yonder, because this is just warm ocean. Is it in the warm ocean or is it in lukewarm ocean? I can't remember right now. We're gonna fly over this way though and check and see if we can't find coral. I had coral earlier. I don't understand why I can't find it anymore. Or well, not even find it. I just can't remember where I got it. I feel like we're flying slower than we usually do too. Hey, coral. Okay. Yeah, because I silk touched a bunch of coral earlier. So all we have to do is take this coral stone, and it says just place it next to living coral, and it will infuse. Does it need to be completely underwater? Are we going to get a lag spike right as I try and do this? Absolutely. World gen. There we go. Okay. How long does this take to infuse is my question. I'm just going to infuse all of this so that way I have a, you know, nice backstock of it. But none of it looks like it's doing anything. So I guess I'm going to go ahead and sit here for a while and see if eventually this goes ahead and does its infusion thing. Oh, look, this one did. Yeah, look, bubble coral stone. Bam, fire coral stone. So I guess it's just a random time. Oh, there we go. There's another one. There's one. So yeah. I guess it is. It just happens. I don't know if it has to be fully underwater or anything. I want to get my magnet back out because like these ones aren't converting and this hasn't converted, but some of this has, some of this hasn't. What if I place you here then? Because you were successful and you were successful. I imagine it would probably need to be like fully underwater, yeah? Look, there we go. Fire. Yeah, okay. So anyway, with that being said, we can now craft all this stuff. All we need to do is make a diamond hook. That's going to be super simple. Iron hook. And then the mana steel. We luckily have mana steel that I've got from rewards. Making it is going to be fairly easy, though. It's just frost steel with sunstone underneath the mana pool. So we're going to get all of this done. It takes very minimal amount of mana to do that, too. So we can get that. Mana powder is made, as you know, just crushing a source gem. I don't think we can make it the traditional way anymore. Yeah, and that doesn't actually get us any extra. I was just trying to see, maybe there's a recipe that gets us more. If we source gem, if we get our crumbling catalyst out of the nether, I can get 4 per source gem. I'll probably end up doing that, actually. And yeah, so we'll get all of this stuff ready to go. Then that way we can come back and continue on with our progression. We're getting there. We're getting really close. Once we get done with that, then it's refined storage time. Absolutely. We're going to be diving into refined storage. It's been on my to-do list for quite a while here. We have the ability to make all of this stuff now. Like no issue. We have plenty of stuff for all of this. So we're going to get into refined storage, get that set up. We're not going to be using disk drives and stuff because they're super expensive. But that's why we're going with occultism. So that way we can get mass storage with occultism and then the automation of refined. So yeah, anyway, that's it for today's episode. If you enjoyed, please feel free to like, comment, subscribe. I do appreciate it, and it really does help out the channel. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Have a good one.